And let's say hello, see if everybody can hear us. Hello, everybody. Say hi.
G'day, how you going?
We're just gonna set up a couple of things. So just say hello. What we'd love you to do while we're getting ready is say hi in the chat. Tell us where you're joining us from. We're here today in my studio, my new studio. You can see some of Nat pictures up on the wall behind us, and we're going to talk about those in a little while. But yeah, thanks, Cindy. Tell us where you're at, Cindy. And also the other thing I want to know is how clear are we? Can you hear what we're saying? Can you hear Natalie's voice? Because she's got a quiet voice.
Not as booming as John's. So yeah, hopefully you can hear us okay and it's not too like echoey or whatever. So hopefully it's all good.
Okay.
From casino.
Casino.
Cool.
So we're in the Hunter Valley. We're at my place. So we're just near Maitland. Right. Hi, Libby. Hi, Julia. I have to lean in to read. I can't read them. I need glasses apparently. Okay, so for those of you playing along at home, I've just shared the link to the live art show in the Facebook feed and also in the Zoom feed. So if you click on that link in a few minutes when we get to it, we haven't started that yet, we will share the, it has all of the pieces of artwork that we have available tonight and that we're going to show you, but anything else. So if you'd like to have a look at any of those things, you can see them on that website. I'll try and share it a couple more times. Thanks for joining us from Kentucky in the US, Claire. Whereabouts in Kentucky? I've been to Kentucky a few times. So I've been near Lexington in Kentucky for the horse trials. By the way, it is the evening here, so Nat has a glass of wine, I have a beer. We hope you join us with your beverage of choice, and we're going to take our time. We're going to share some of Nat's art, share some stories, and we've got some things that are available for you to buy if that's what you choose to do. And one of the things that's really cool is Nat's going to show us some things that she's been working on. So you want to start with that? Do you want to go to the wombat and maybe the dingo or one of those two?
Okay. You may see behind us this wombat here on the wall. That is the print. That one there is the print of this guy here. So this one's like a lot smaller, as you can see.
Yeah, bring it up a little higher. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. So
there we go.
yeah, there we go. Yeah. So that's the original artwork. So it's in size. That's what, 30 centimeters by 40 centimeters. Is that about right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So anyway, you can see the different size comparison compared to the original compared to the print. It's pretty amazing how different they are.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, and that print is 600 millimeters, so it's 2 foot wide. It's what, about 4 times the size of the original. So it is quite a large one.
Yep.
Western Kentucky. All right. Okay. You moved from the Lexington. Yeah. Thanks, Claire. Appreciate that. So anyhow, so Nat, that wombat is a part of a series of 12 artworks.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you who've seen it, you may have seen this calendar, which is Nat's iconic Aussies calendar, and on the back it includes all 12. You can see them all, and in each month there is a print. But yesterday I had the privilege of delivering a print set of the complete set to someone who had a lovely lady, Sue. She ordered all 12, had them framed and mounted, and I delivered them to her home. And they just look absolutely stunning, didn't they? They just looked amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, they were printed in the square format, like the one behind us here. And they had a mat board and a black frame. So quite bold and strong. They looked amazing. Yeah,
and that's not something we offer on the website. And there's a few reasons for that. But certainly, if you're interested in doing something framed or something that's not on the website, the trick is just to ask, because you know, generally we can do things. One of the reasons we don't offer glass on the website or the framed prints on the website is because the glass is included, and glass doesn't ship very well, not in frames anyway. But I'm going to talk about that in a little while, because those two prints up behind me are framed paper prints, but they're not got glass, and I'll explain that to you a little bit more. So what we want you to do is, if you've got any questions, just drop them into the feed of the place you are, whether you're on Facebook or whether you're on Zoom. If you've got a question, sorry, hello. Thanks for joining us from England, Val.
Yeah,
lovely to see you. Mount Vicky's in Hutton in Victoria. Yeah, the black cockatoos, and that's latest black cockatoos.
My latest black cockatoos.
That was the pencil drawing. That was my Christmas present last year, wasn't it?
I think so.
Or the year before.
So I haven't painted black cockatoo for a long time.
No, it's been a while.
Mm.
This one here is 4 or 5 years old, isn't it?
Yeah. I know. Time gets away. It's just crazy.
Yeah. So anyhow, and thanks for joining us from Glen Innes too, Chris. Right. So the other thing you're going to show us a couple more of those originals. Go on. Yeah. While we've got them, Nat brought 4 of those, 4 of the ones in this series. So you've seen the wombat. What have you got?
Here's the dingo. So
that's
the pair.
We're in a slight delay, but that's okay. Yeah. And so that's the 2, and you can see that they're interesting because they're actually on a timber board. It's not something Natalie normally does, but when these are finished, if Nat ever chooses to sell them, which she hasn't made a decision on yet,
I don't know what I'm doing.
they will look amazing mounted and framed.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now they're just mounted on a timber board, and there are 12. And we were just talking before we went live.
I'll get the
So this is the Laughing Kookaburra, obviously. We were just talking before we went live as to what Natalie's going to paint next, because she hasn't started a new artwork yet.
I haven't. I'm very indecisive at the moment. I'm not sure what to start painting, whether it be a bird, whether it be a frog, whether it be a lizard, whether it be a possum. I don't know. So anyway, any suggestions might actually be really welcome. So
throw some suggestions up there, because there might be something weird that tickles Nat's fancy. And like I suggested a king parrot, and she said, "Oh yeah, maybe," and which is no, which is fine. But you've got to put them out there and see what happens. But there might be something that Nat's pretty thinking about that she hasn't done.
Yeah, I've got 2 more of these boards left in stock in my studio at the moment. So yeah, maybe it's time that I actually add to this little collection and keep it going.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great collection. So let's get those out of the way so we don't break them or do anything with them. So let's start. If you've got any questions, please sing out. Right, we're happy to answer any questions. Sue's here. Sue from Singleton. Yes. Thank you, Sue. I can't wait to see those on your wall. They are just stunning. Okay, so Bell's face goanna.
How did you know? How did you know?
Sue, Natalie brought one artwork with her that hasn't been completed.
I started this, I don't know, probably 5 years ago. So it's a Bell's face goanna. So it's very hard to see. But yeah, as you can tell, it's not finished. That guy. So yeah, I need to actually probably get back into it and start it again. So it's a little bit glary there. It's probably a bit more colourful than what you can see on your screen. But yeah, as you can see, only his face is done. I'll put it right up. There we go. Hopefully you'll be able to see that.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and his legs aren't done. It's just a little portrait piece. So I might have to finish him off then.
Yeah.
So if that's
maybe.
the case.
Yeah, that's a vote for the, that's very fortuitous, that one. That's really cool. Little blue wren with its mate. Yep, that's certainly an option. Nat loves her wrens, and Nat has them in her garden, which is really cool too.
I was actually looking at my computer, just flicking through all my wren photos. Yeah, just yesterday actually. So it's just a matter of fine tuning and picking the 2 little poses that I'd like to work with and start something. So that's actually was something I was considering yesterday. I've got a bit of a creative blank, but that was definitely on higher up on the list of things to choose from.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point, Tora. Tora said a peregrine falcon, and she said there's not that many marine related critters or birds that you've painted.
No,
And that's true.
Keen to do a turtle.
Yeah,
a sea turtle.
absolutely. Great sea turtle, something like that. Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
Okay, frogs. We haven't got any frogs here. You haven't brought any frogs.
No.
Natalie did do a native bee, Tracy, a little while ago. You did one with the dingo.
Yep.
And there was another one.
Bee.
There's another one with something else.
Yeah, there's a blue banded bee in my magpie painting.
Oh, in there, yeah.
Yeah, they sort of accompany certain paintings just in the background here and there.
They're a bit too small to be on their own. A cockatiel. You haven't done a cockatiel.
I haven't done a cockatiel. I've got to I'll have to work on that. Oh my goodness, this is just actually,
Oh, you know what you need to do? There's someone said quokka. You need to do the color version of the quokka.
Oh yeah. Yes. Okay, that's it. In this one, I'll have to do a quokka in this series.
Yeah. So we actually have the original of the quokka, the pencil quokka, in our collection. Him and I. That was something we commissioned. So the quokka in that series would be amazing. Okay, let's move along. Let me just see if there's anything else that I've missed. A night parrot. What's a night parrot?
Oh.
I'm gonna have to Google that.
They're rare, aren't they? Are they an endangered species?
I don't know. I've never heard of a night parrot. I'm just Googling it while we're talking. Oh, beautiful. Green parrot. It's like a grass parrot. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've never seen one myself in the wild or seen one actually in real life. Like even whether it's been in a wildlife park or anything like that. And that's part of the reason probably why I haven't actually painted one. I like to see the animals that I work on, like
in the flesh.
Yeah, before I do that. But anyway, I'll have to put that on my list.
Yes, and that's what we've just seen. Thanks, Beck. It's critically endangered. Yeah, absolutely. And it is. I think it's really important to bring some of those critically endangered animals in, and you have done that, and you do continue to do that. And wildlife is something we're both passionate about, and we were just talking about it before. And I know we talk about it occasionally on Facebook, and we talk about it occasionally in our emails, but we put our money where our mouth is. Each month we donate to 2 organisations that we're both really passionate about.
Yep, Cedar Creek Wombat Hospital and Port Stephens Koalas as well.
So we make a cash donation each month, which is a proportion of our profits. We donate 5% of our profits every month, and we're just looking at it as of the end of November's donations. We've donated just over $5,000 to those 2 organisations in the last since May last year, which is great, 18 months or so. So that's really good, and we plan to continue that. It's something we've talked about expanding to, but right now we're focused on just helping those 2. And wombats and koalas are both highly endangered, especially in this region. So it's really nice to do. So while we're here, guys, answer any questions. I'm going to try and keep up with the questions. Natalie's going to have a look at and tell me about this piece and you've got the size there and the price while I just check the questions.
Okay, size of this print is 27 by 20 millimeter, 20 centimeters, sorry, or 270 by 200 millimeters. So this is a paper print. It's $119.95. So this painting was actually done for a jigsaw puzzle. So that was my original idea behind doing this print. So that's why it's got so many different elements in it. It's got the rainbow lorikeets, the sulphur-crested cockatoo, the galah, and even a little frog. Yep, little frog.
Yeah, tiny little eastern dwarf, isn't it?
So it's a colourful painting. I love it. It's one of my favourites, and it's been a very popular one as well. So the original got snapped up very quickly. So
I sent one of those out this week, 600 mil wide, big one, which will look amazing. Tora has just said that she works for Magnetic Island network for turtles, so she can get some photos for green sea turtles.
That would be amazing.
All right, and I've got some green sea turtles photos from under the water too. So I'm sure you've got plenty of choice. You just need to get into it.
Yep.
And a shingleback lizard and a blue tongue together. That would be really interesting.
That would be funny.
Oh my God, there's so many ideas.
Yeah.
Male satin bowerbird. Thanks again, Sue. Oh, there's so many ideas. Right.
Very good.
Richard's leaving us to go and make dinner. So number 2 on the list, unfortunately, is already sold. So that is one of the most popular paintings for the last couple of years, Waiting for My Turn, which features the magpies. I can't show it to you because I don't have it, because it's gone. It's not even in the calendar, so I can't show it to you. So that's gone. But if you do want to order it, we can print it, and I just can't guarantee you'll get it before Christmas, but we'll do our very best. Now this one was painted. This was an Ashton one, wasn't it?
Yeah. So this one's called Cootamundra Calling. So it's the Major Mitchells. So it's a unusual. It's a very not a standard size painting. So it was designed this way so it would wrap around the coffee mug for Ashton. So if you see Ashton products, this is available on a coffee cup and coasters, and I think tea towels and all sorts of different things. So this one's 400 by 200 millimeters, this print here. So and it's $175.
Yeah, the Major Mitchells, they are a colourful bird, aren't they? They're just there's so much going on in their colour.
Okay.
Right, Cootamundra Caller. Now this one's an oldie but a goodie. This is just such a popular artwork.
One of my favourites.
Yeah. So Aussie Greeting, featuring the koala and the male superb fairy wren, and both of them are very popular animals together. It's a really beautiful piece.
Yeah. And
how big is it? That's the same size as the original, isn't it?
It is actually. It's 35 by 28 centimeters. So it's $159. So that's the same size as the original. So it was a lovely painting to paint, and it's still one of my favorites.
Yeah, and the other thing to remember, guys, so I have shared the link. If you haven't seen the link, click on the link. What's really important about these things that we're showing you tonight is we have them all in stock, which means that we can ship them tomorrow for you. So if you want something as a last minute Christmas gift, we'll do express post or courier delivery for no extra. So within Australia, the shipping is free. We'll upgrade to express post. So we do everything we possibly can to make sure you have it in time for Christmas as a gift. If that's what you're looking for, we can certainly help you out. So if you see anything on the page you want to buy it first before someone else does, because some of the things are really popular and the 3 or 4 people will want to buy them and you'll just miss out. Yep. This is another really popular magpie.
Yep, Country Lifestyle, this one's called. So it's 22 by 30 centimeters, and it's $135, this print.
Yeah.
The original was maybe 4 times that size. It was on canvas.
It was a big one,
so
big canvas.
So I've only painted on canvas a handful of times, and I really enjoy working on it. So this is one of those from last year.
Yeah,
this year.
And it looks 18 months ago?
Is it 18 months ago?
Something like that. I think it was last year. Yeah.
Anyway.
But it's a really popular, it became instantly one of the most popular artworks in the collection.
Yeah.
And magpies, it's a funny thing. I know Sue is a big fan of the magpies and she has plenty in her garden, but magpies are one of those birds, people either love them or hate them. I love them because I love their call and I love their intelligence, but some people get really upset by them.
Well, if they're angry, if you encounter an angry magpie, I can understand why you're not too much of a fan of them. But anyway.
Now this one I love. This is so cheeky. So the color version of this is in the calendar, and he's upside down still in the calendar, and you can see him just there.
Can I open it up?
Oh yeah, why not? Let's open it up and just put them side by side.
Yeah, we go.
So this is a version of the pencil. And this is a numbered limited edition. So this one is number 30 out of the 50 that are to be produced. So this is number 30. It's hand signed and hand numbered by Natalie, and that's the color version that's in the calendar. So this is the new artwork that was done on the boards, like those ones we just showed you, and that's in the calendar. And it is fun. It's very cute. And it's something different, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and it looks great upside down because that's how it's presented. That's how you hang it on the wall.
Yeah.
They are fun. Right, okay, so these This is the Natalie's artwork lucky dip. We call them the mystery print pack. They've been around for a year now and they are really popular, so we continue to sell them. So these are $100, so $99.95. You get at least 200 bucks worth of prints in there. So you get 3 or 4 prints, at least 200 bucks in value for that $100. But I can't tell you what's in there. I don't know. I pack them
And I don't
I
know.
put them together, I seal them, and then I just ship them out like this. So there was 10, 2 of those have already sold. So there's 8 left. They're a really cool little gift. The prints are from sort of postcard size up. They're small prints, but you get 3 or 4 prints in the pack for $100. So if you want something different, you're not sure what you're going to get. There's always there's always some fur and some feathers. But that's all I can tell you. I can't tell you anything else that's in there.
You want to maybe buy yourself a surprise for Christmas.
Santa stocking, yeah, for yourself.
Very good.
Right, now this is another favourite.
Yes, yeah, this runs with the Waratahs. So, yep, Waratah picnic. So, this was another Ashton piece. So you may see it round in your travels on a coffee cup or something like that as well. So this is, yeah, this was painted for Ashton. That's why it is the wide format, I suppose you call it. So wide and narrow. So it's $135 this print, and it is, has it got size?
Yep, 40 by 175.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there you go.
400 mil by 175 mil. It's a good size. It's a bit bigger than A3, or it's as long as an A3, but a lot narrower than an A3, basically. It's a beautiful size print, and it's a bargain at 135 bucks.
Yeah.
Right, you take that. I'm going to go and pick one up off the floor.
Here we go. So here's the canvas one coming up.
Yeah. So this is wrapped in plastic, so it's a little bit harder to see in the light. I'll try and get it right so that you can see it.
Yeah, it's got the cellophane wrap on it to protect it.
Yeah, that's the way.
So there we go.
Yeah. Okay. So making new friends.
Yep, making new friends. So it's a koala with a joey and a rainbow lorikeet up in the top corner. So yeah, this was actually also published as a jigsaw puzzle. You may see it around the place. So but yeah, it's a beautiful subject matter. Like, I love interacting different animals together. So adding the rainbow lorikeet with the koalas and having a little joey koala, like really capturing, like interacting with the lorikeet's just a nice piece where the mum's just oblivious, fast asleep in the tree. So yeah, so this one on canvas and it's stretched, ready to hang on the wall, is $749.
Yeah, and what's unusual with this one is Nat doesn't do this anymore because we literally can't do it because we don't have the time. This one's hand signed.
Yep.
Normally canvases go out, we stamp everything, but this one's hand signed by Natalie, so it's one of the few prints that's got Nat's signature on it.
It does. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, another paper print. So this one here is Rocky Life. So it's yellow-footed rock wallabies. So it's mother and the joey together. So these are a bit of a threatened species in Australia, sort of thing. So this paper print's $135. So, and it's 30 by 22 centimeters. So yeah, the original was on canvas. So yeah. What else can I say?
It was a 60 by 45 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a fairly large painting. So,
yeah, and you know, it's a cute thing. It's one of those wallabies that we don't see very often because they're endangered, and they're not out and about. Now this is something that's very unique as well.
Okay, this is a different one. So this is a canvas print, but it's and hand embellished print. So I've actually added some different elements to it, so it's actually different to the original that's sold in the gallery and different to what will be printed like from the website. So what is new in this painting is actually all the gum leaves.
The gum leaves are new, and some of the grass. And
actually a couple of little bits of grass on top of his head is added as well. And I think there's an added ant in there. So I had a lot of fun with this one, just adding, like, because it was a very simple painting, the original one. So I just thought I'd surround him and soften it a little bit more with adding a few extra, like, features of the leaves and grass and things like that. So yeah, he's quite a cutie. So this one here is $750. So, and it's actually larger than the original. So Yeah, and the size is 30 by 45 centimeters.
Yeah,
That's
and
right.
it's essentially a print, but it's a one of a kind print because
Yeah.
Natalie has got her brushes out and painted those extra elements in. So this has been hand painted by Natalie as
Yes,
additional elements, which is really cool. And it's not something we've done a couple of times. You've done a couple of
Yeah,
times, but it's not
yeah.
something we do regularly.
No,
So it is absolutely a one of a kind. If you're into wombats, you can't get another one of those pieces. It hasn't been photographed. You get it. That's
Yeah,
it. Nobody else will ever see it.
no, there will be no prints made of that one. It's sort of a unique original piece, even though it is also a print, but it's yeah, being hand embellished and with added elements, it's unique and original in its own right.
Yeah. Okay. Would you do a book one day?
I'd love to do a
Yeah.
book one day.
It's a
so-
whole other element of exercise, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
lot of work.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
just researched how to go about publishing it, who to go through. Yeah, I think just the layout, the design, and but yeah, it's definitely something that I'd love to do in the future.
Yeah.
Mm.
No,
So a coffee table book would be great.
the coffee table book is something we've discussed a couple of times, and you know it'll happen one day.
Mm.
To me, one of the big elements of issue with doing a book is if we're going to do a big book and do a decent sized run, unfortunately, it's almost impossible to do it in Australia.
Yeah.
So we'd have to import it from China or from somewhere else. And, you know, we're really proud of the fact that everything we do right now is Australian made.
Mm.
And
So because the cost would be like huge.
yeah,
to
you'd
just
be
do it.
selling a $500 book otherwise.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's one of the big challenges. We need to work out how we can do that economically.
Yeah,
or,
and make it affordable
Yeah.
for a lot of people. So
or,
yeah.
you know, or we have to come to the decision that we have to import it. So it's something we've talked about, and certainly it's on the table. It's just a question of how and when. Something interesting Tracy's brought up, and Tracy, I know Tracy has a number of your prints. Seahorses, yeah. We need some good photos, Tracy. If you can source some photos for Natalie, that will be a great starting point.
I need to go on a few field trips, don't
Yeah.
I? Mm, yeah. Okay.
I know you
Sounds
love
good.
country lifestyle. That's one of your picks, isn't it, Sue? Thank you. Okay. The covering on the print. I know the covering on the prints is hard to. It's a real compromise, Sue. So the thing with the back, all of the prints they're in a cello bag, and yes, it makes it harder for you to see them on camera, and we do appreciate that. The problem is that the paper we can't really touch with our fingers, especially not as carelessly as what we're doing right now. If we did, we'd mark the print, and we don't want to do that. So when we get the prints, I carefully cut them. They're then stamped and bagged, and they stay in the bags until they go to a framer, because otherwise you can damage the print, and we don't want to do that. So they stay in the bag. So I know that makes it difficult to show you tonight, but we're doing
You should be able to see the image on the
you can see them on the
anyway.
website. Absolutely. You can
Without
follow
any-
along on the website.
Mm.
What is the smallest pic or size calendar you do? So we do pictures down to 6x4, so postcard size.
Yeah.
So 150 millimeters by 110 millimeters for those of you that do metric. That's the sizes of prints that we do. I've got one. Well, you got one there. Well, that one's basically it. But we also these calendars, and I'm going to talk about the calendars in a minute. These calendars they fit in an envelope that's just slightly bigger than A4. Okay. But these calendars, you get 12 pictures. Both calendars are the same. You get 12 pictures, just different artworks, and the calendars sell for $45. But I want to talk about the calendars in a little while. No, let's just do it now. So
Okay.
we have a great printer who prints these for us, Mark. He's here in the Hunter Valley, and he does a brilliant job. But at this time of the year, he's got a million things going on, and he made a mistake, accidentally printed too many calendars for us. And instead of us pulping them, we decided that we're going to try and sell them. So we're offering this calendar, the one that I'm holding, at a discount if you buy 2 or more. The more you buy, the cheaper they are. So if you buy 2, you get 20% off. If you buy 5 or more, you get 25% off. If you buy 10 or more, you get 30% off. We're trying to clear these so we don't have to pulp any, but we would love people to give them as Christmas gifts. So they're normally $45 each. That includes shipping. This time of year, we're shipping them express post for you, no extra charge if you buy 2 or more. And the calendars are a really good gift. Like, we've sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, but we still have a couple of hundred to go. So if you want to buy them for Christmas, I'm going to share that separately. I'll put it in the comments in a little while, but the calendars, if you use the coupon code, you've got to use the coupon code to get the discount. So let me hear the coupon code. I'm just going to put this in the chat now so I don't forget. Okay, the coupon code for the calendars. If you want to buy 2 or more calendars and get a discount, it's CALS. That's CAL 2023, 2022. I better check that.
I remember seeing that somewhere.
It's CAL, I'm pretty sure. I want to make sure I give you the right information, guys. So I'm just going to double check that before I press enter. Natalie's page, here we go. Right, and we're slow. Yeah. Cal. Yep. Cal. Okay, so if you enter that coupon code when you buy 2 or more calendars.
2023. Is it 2023?
2023. Yeah, good point. Nice.
Here we go.
Well saved. Okay, so if you enter that coupon code and buy 2 or more calendars, Cal 2023, you will save 20% to 30% on the purchase of your calendars. Okay, now that's separate to this sale, but what we're doing is if you order 2 or more calendars, use the coupon code. You don't get the discount on the icons because we're running low on the icons. But if you order the Aussie wildlife calendar, 20 to 30% off, and we'll include free express post shipping if you order 2 or more. So that was a distraction.
Yep.
We're going to come back to
some more prints. Here we go. So this one, Flying Colours, Rainbow Lorikeet. So it's $135 and it's 30 by 22 centimeters. So that is the original size.
Yeah,
is it?
Yeah, something
So
like it. It's very, very close to original.
So there we go.
These noisy buggers are in my garden right now. I'm sure they're in everybody else's garden eating the flowers. They're a fun bird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to work.
Yeah, you point it down.
There we go.
There you go.
Actually,
No, we're on a delay.
Yeah.
So yeah, they are a great bird. They're an interesting bird. But
characters.
Very much noisy at the moment.
Yeah.
Now, Sacred Kingfisher. This thing is beautiful. I really love this. And this was a small artwork too. This is about the size of the original.
Yeah. Actually, I think that's
That's
about
28 by 175. Yeah.
The original was roughly that size. So $119.95 this little print. So
Get it right so you can see it. There we go. So it's a Sacred Kingfisher on a branch. It's just really simple piece, but it's beautiful, and it's a very beautiful bird. And
love the cool color tones in that one. They're my favorite colors.
There's only one ant.
There's
only one ant. Yeah, I can only see one, but there's lots of spider webs.
Yeah.
But there is one ant.
There we go. Very good. Yep. Because it was a small painting, I only put one ant in that one.
Now,
So
out on a limb
is another soul.
one of Natalie's most popular kookaburra artworks, and that's gone already, unfortunately. So I can't show it to you, but it's a beautiful single kookaburra on its own. It's on the website if you want to see it. It's absolutely beautiful, and certainly is I think it's right now it's the most popular kookaburra.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just gone crazy.
I think sometimes it helps the lighting, like
yeah.
I know the lighting in a painting. I think it just gives it an extra little bit of life. I think so. Yeah, that's why it's probably more popular.
Now this is a personal favorite, and for me this is a favorite because we got to meet Marie.
Yeah, such a beautiful, like sweet-natured koala.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was beautiful. So poor thing has no eyesight, and has a bit of a brain injury as well. So she's a permanent resident in Port Stephens Koala Sanctuary. So so when we went there to visit, so I was lucky enough to get some get up nice and close and personal with her and get a few photos. And this was a compilation of a few photos that I had taken of her on that day. That was what, over 12 months ago now?
Yeah, it was just before Christmas last year, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's just the most beautiful little koala. She's blind. And she doesn't look blind, but like, so a lot of blind animals, their eyes go milky and
they look quite scary.
They look a bit weird, but she is just the sweetest, most beautiful koala you've ever seen.
Biggest, darkest eyes that she just can't
big bright eyes,
so quite sad, but yeah.
And that is a favorite, and we've got the bigger one up on the wall, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, but that, that's a good size. It's $135, and this is actually, so this is the real koala Marie from Port Stephens Koalas. So it was really cool to meet her up close.
Yeah.
Now this is an oldie.
Yes, an oldie. So king parrots, kings of the forest. So I can't remember when I painted this. It was a while back.
It was a long time ago, but it is very popular. It's still, like, I think I've sent 3 or 4 of those out in the last 6 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's an interesting piece. For me, I love the waterfalls. I'm a landscape photographer, so the waterfalls in the background, trying to get the color, get it right. So it's the waterfalls in the background are just, for me, make it pop. But yeah, it's a beautiful piece. This is a good size too. This is it's about A3. Where is it?
Yeah, it's 35 by 28 centimeters.
Yeah, so that's a good size.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now this is my personal favorite bird. My favorite bird of all time is the yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Now, what's interesting about this print, and I'll get Natalie to talk about the actual artwork in a sec, but the actual print is, we tested a process that my framer uses occasionally, which is heat pressing a special protective layer on top of the paper. You really can't see the protective layer, but what it means is we don't have to have glass. So it also means it ships really well because it doesn't have glass in it.
Yeah, so it's nice and light.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have the texture like a canvas does. So it's still a paper print, but because it's got that protective layer on top, it's just framed without glass. So it's a very unique print. So this one, size-wise, what is this one? I think the details.
Yeah, it's on the next page. Is it 60 by 45? No.
It'd be that
58 by 40 is the print.
Yep.
And then plus
the frame, it's 76 by 49. So it's a little bit bigger. So these guys actually were photographed by a lovely friend of mine at Morpeth. So they actually visit her the back fence line of her property, and she actually took the photos of these guys for me to work off. So beautiful birds. I love their call. I love their wingspan when they fly. It's just so slow and clumsy and elegant at the same time. I don't know, just beautiful birds. So that's what this one. Yeah. So the backdrop is a little bit of bit of a mixture of the Morpeth sort of area, as well as I suppose a mountain range of close to where I live as well. So a bit of an artistic license just to create something and like soft in the background. So
cool. And it is, they're my favorite birds. We get them here every morning, every afternoon. So Millie. This is Millie, isn't it?
It is Millie. So so this one here, it's a beautiful big canvas print. So it's enlarged a lot bigger than the original, as you saw earlier. So but this one's just, I think it's a really nice trendy format, I suppose, being a square format. So this one's on canvas, and it's what is it? So 600 square. So framed. So, and the price of this one is $1,595. So
and it's Tassie oak, it's beautiful. And honestly, if it doesn't sell, I'm okay with it not selling. It's just gonna stay on the studio. Yeah,
unless I decide to pilfer and take it back home as well. So but the floating frame just finishes it off beautifully. So it's a Tassie oak frame, so which is an Australian timber. So the whole thing's Aussie through and through, which is quite nice.
Yeah, and it does look stunning on the wall. You know, I could have 2 or 3 of those in here happily. Maybe a couple of the other animals, but they're beautiful. I know they're not cheap. You know, $1,600 is not cheap for a print, but it is a really good size. And that's framed with the Tassie oak. And being a canvas, you don't have to worry about it. You can have it out, and it's going to be all good. So it's a beautiful thing to do. I'm just going to go and check the questions. You can have a look at the picture. Tell me about that picture while I just check the questions.
We saw this one a little bit earlier on. So colourful crowd. So this is a larger format of that. So I'm trying to get the glare. So does that work? There we go. So so this one is it's just under 38 centimeters by 28 centimeters. So paper print. So $275 this one.
And it's it's a good size. Once you frame them out, that will look amazing on the wall. It's just big enough. So Vicky asked the question. Now Vicky said, how big are the postcard size prints? Now Vicky, the answer to that is that they're not cheap. They're $50 essentially, but that includes shipping. And they're not like a normal photo print. So they are on a beautiful. So this hasn't got the paper. That hasn't got the cello on it, so you can see a little bit better. But the detail in these is extraordinary. The paper is amazing. It's a 300 GSM cotton-based paper. So they are really, really beautiful. These prints will outlive all of us because of the way they're produced. And that's why we keep them in the cello bags, to look after them. These are just some samples that Nat has in her little folders. I had some spares and I gave them to Nat, but certainly, they're not cheap at $50, the little tiny prints, but they are spectacular. And, by the time you frame them out, then they will look amazing on the wall. And they are the highest quality that we can do. We can't do them any better. And we produce them all locally. So the calendars are produced, our printers in Cessnock for the calendars. Our prints are produced, all the paper and canvas prints are produced here in Newcastle. And the glass prints are done in Sydney. That's the only thing that's not done here. We haven't got a glass print here to show you, so I can't tell you about those. But everything we do, we try and do as locally as possible, support local businesses, just like our own, and do what we can to help others in business. So I'm caught up to that. Okay, so where are we at? This one.
Okay, so this is a pencil, like a print of a pencil sketch that I did. So this one's called Night Eyes. It's brush-tailed possum. So it's $135, this guy. So, and he is the original size, printed the same size as the original.
So it's basically A4 piece of paper. It does have a little square frame around it, just so that you know where the edge is. But that's it. The idea is it's all white space around the picture.
Cool.
I'm going to get Millie off the wall. No, it's not Millie. It's Marie. This is Marie. Now, this is another one of heat pressed.
Heat pressed paper print that doesn't need glass, and it's framed. So and it's actually bigger than the original. So this one is size-wise is
60 by 45.
60 by 45.
I think that's the original size.
I think no, it's actually smaller. So
okay.
I think so. But I think it was 35 by 45. Something like that. But anyway, so this one's bigger than the original. So, but it's $799, and it's got comes framed and ready to hang on the wall.
So that it literally just needs a hook on the wall, and that's ready to go. And that is another one. It's got the protective layer on the face. All right. So it protects the print, and means it's really lightweight without the glass. It's still framed, but it doesn't have that glass in front of it, which also doesn't reflect, which is great. You can see there's no reflection, which is awesome. So that's a beautiful print. Again, if nobody wants to buy it, I'm okay with that. It's going to stay in here.
Good.
Right.
Okay. Next
this
one.
is a nice little one. This is the popular one, but this is a small size.
Colourful chatter. So this is smaller than the original painting that I did a couple of years ago. So, but this one's $109, this paper print, and the size is 30 by 13 centimeters. So, you'll see this one also around the traps on a coffee cup, on coasters and scatter trays and tea towels and things like that through Ashdean. So yeah, it is on, like, it was like originally designed to be printed on merchandise on homewares for Ashdean, so that's why it's this format. So, but yeah, lovely, colourful painting, this one. So a lot of fun to do.
Excellent. No, thank you, Tora. Recommending the prints, we really appreciate that. The prints are, those of you, and I know there's some people in this room that do have prints, that own some of Nat's prints, and I think that everybody will say they are absolutely spectacular. And this one is a great example. There's so much in this picture. It's not funny, but I just want to check before any rosellas. So there are some Eastern rosellas.
There is Eastern rosellas and crimson rosella, but we may not have any in these.
We haven't got any here today, no.
No.
But there's absolutely on the website, there's crimsons and Easterns on the website. The crimson's fairly recent, like 8 months old, 9 months old, something like that.
Yep.
Easterns, absolutely. Yeah, so right, so I'm going to hold this one up and we're going to talk to this one. Now, this is, as a print, there's just so much going on in this. Let me see if I can get it closer without the glare. All right, here we go. Okay, so you can see for a start, what animals is that, Nat?
That is a brush-tailed possum with a red-eyed green tree frog.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think brush-tailed possums are one of my favourite animals. It's like, it's one of my first wildlife encounters from when I was a kid. And I used to have pet red-eyed tree frogs for a few years before I had my own family. So yeah, that was one of my pet frogs as well. So yeah, it's got a lot of personal elements in this painting. So, but I love working with interaction with my painting. So to have these pair looking at each other was just a lot of fun to do. So and I think there's, I don't know, six
or seven, yeah. 1, 2, 3.
It's another canvas painting.
There's a lot, yeah. It's a big one, yeah. It was a big piece. But the thing that I love is, you know, the lichen and the ferns growing on the tree. There's just so much happening in this piece. And you can just keep looking and find new details every time you look at it, which is just wonderful. I think I need to get one of these for myself. I know the funny thing about the possums is people, they're a bit like magpies. People love them or they hate them.
They do, yeah.
And people that live in Victoria or Tasmania, a lot of them aren't fans of possums.
Or New Zealand.
Or New Zealand,
yeah.
Absolutely. Now this is cute.
Okay, yeah, so Little Devils. So this one was another painting that I did for Ashdean. So originally a couple of years back. So it's available on coffee cups and coasters and trays through that company. But we have the only like high quality print that available through our print website here. So this one's $119 and the size is 26 by 21 centimeters. So it's quite cute, I think. I really like that painting. So yeah.
It is very cute.
Yeah.
Little Tassie Devil. They call them Joeys?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and here's a cool one to finish with.
Okay, last but not least.
Yeah, this is the last one we haven't stopped because the other one's gone again. Those fairy wrens, people love them.
So yeah, so Deep Sleeper.
So
it's
the right way up.
This cute little wombat, which I photographed so many years ago. It's actually the reference photo that I worked off was a paper print. So, you know, way back when you used to get film in your camera and go to wildlife parks or wherever you could photograph things and just see what you end up with, not actually looking visibly digitally on your camera screen sort of thing as you take photos. So yeah, so that's how, like, that's what I worked off for this painting. And I just, put him asleep there with the little wren in front, just trying to wake him up to a certain degree. So yeah, so the size of this print is 35 by 25 centimeters. So yeah.
And I think I can see 3. I can definitely see 3 ants, but you never know whether these artworks. You see 3 and then you'll see there'll be another one hidden in there.
And I can't remember either.
Yeah. So that's the last of the ones that we're supposed. There's one more, but it's already gone, which is the fairy wrens. So we're happy to answer any questions if there's any other questions, because you know we're here to help you guys and here to have a chat. Love the possum, the frog. Yeah. I'm sure we can find a spot for that soon. We just have to figure out where. Yeah, big size. It is a big painting. So the original 60 by 45 is yeah. So we can definitely do that up to 1 meter or 2 meters even. So if you want to put it on a big spot, we can work that out for you. So just let me remind you guys, so the calendars, if you buy 2 or more, we're shipping them express post. If you use the coupon code, which I've already shared, but it's CAL2023. When you buy 2 or more, you get a discount of 20 to 30%, depending on how many you buy. We have an excess of calendars. We didn't mean to have an excess of calendars, but I'd rather have an excess that we try and sell than have an excess that gets sent to recycling.
Yep.
So we're going to try and sell them all. If you want to buy a bunch of them, or you want to buy more than 10, just touch base with me. We'll work something out. The calendars are beautiful. They are in stock, so I can ship them tomorrow. Everything that we've talked about tonight is in stock and can be shipped tomorrow. We'll do express post or courier shipping, depending on where you are in the country, for you at no extra charge. So what you pay is what you see. There's no extra cost, and we'll get it to you as quickly as possible. See, ideally, you've got it in time for Christmas, which is only a week and a bit away. Isn't that scary?
It is very scary. So I'm not organised at all.
No, I'm not either. So thank you everybody for joining us. If you've got any questions, please touch base. I'm just going to share my email address just in case someone has a question after the fact. So if you want to ask a question, now this the live art show page will remain live for the next week or so. So if you want to buy something, we'll ship it as soon as possible. Is that right? I have to, apparently. Yeah, I've got the screen a fair way away from me, guys. Sorry. So if there's anything you need to ask a question about, just shoot me an email. Or if you go to the website, you want to buy one of those things and you're ready to buy, just buy it. If you're not, shoot me an email and I'll help you out. But the idea is we want to get these things shipped as quickly as possible. So if you do want something as a gift for yourself or for someone else for Christmas, you can have it in time.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
thanks for coming to the studio, Nat.
It's been fun.
This one's been less eventful, technically, at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, we'll wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And thank you to everybody for supporting our little business and supporting Natalie's art.
Yep.
It's
really
been an amazing.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's been good. So thank you so much. So really appreciated.
Yeah. So thanks, guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Thank you for those that join us tomorrow and the next couple of days.
Yep.
But yeah, if we can help you in any way for Christmas, for a gift for yourself or for someone else that you love, just touch base and we'll help you out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Thing down there.